again. I want to walk over here. Oh, I see. Okay.
Cool.
Right. So
How are you finding using your... Oh, great, yeah.
I'm now typing. I'm going to write a book while I'm here.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So that is a little bit of the Trailblazer experience. I'm aware that I probably was making a bit of a fool of myself, but now everything can be explained by Eloise Singer, who is the founder, creative director, the company responsible for this, and Daisy Ridley, whose voice has just been telling me what to do whilst I'm in that workshop. Daisy, you're in London. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
This is very strange, so that you're actually talking to me now properly. And Eloise, you're in Los Angeles, is that right?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay, and this is your company. Introduce us to Trailblazer, and I've made a tentative start. What have I been doing? Just explain to everybody what I've been doing.
I mean, I think you made a great start, by the way. So Trailblazer
Were you watching?
I got sent a video, so I got a little sneak peek. Yeah, and you were brilliant. You were smashing it. You were, winding projectors. You were being a true trailblazer.
Okay.
But so Trailblazer is the story of Bertha Benz, who was a woman in 1888 who stole her husband's invention and went on the world's first road trip. And it's a true story. And it was at a time where women weren't allowed to travel by themselves, and a time where cars were seen to be the work of the devil, and Bertha was shunned as a witch. So it's a really interesting period of history, and what we have done is made a VR experience, which you've just played, where you step into Bertha's shoes, who is voiced by the incredible Daisy Ridley. And you get to go through the workshop to discover the blueprints of the car, and then you build the engine of the car, and you go on the world's first road trip, and you get to drive the world's first car. So it's a really, really fun experience that kind of allows you to step back into history.
I was very much aware that this whole world is not my world, and so therefore it took me quite a while to sort of get used to having a controller in each hand. But the physical experience of being in the workshop and hearing the sounds of the projector and the crank of the projector, and I'm sure many other things once I'd worked out how to use them, is a fairly overwhelming experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. And I mean, Daisy's experienced a lot of VR things as well, so I'm sure that she can lean into this. But it's such a visceral experience, I think, and that's the beauty of VR, and why it's such an exciting medium is that you really do get to step into someone else's shoes and experience the journey firsthand. It's sort of the only form of storytelling, really, that you, as the user, have the agency to go on this journey. And as a result, it's a lot more of an emotional experience, I think, because you have to undertake the journey that she did at the time.
So Daisy, when did you get involved in telling the story? Because this is another way of telling a story, but when did you get signed up for this?
Time has become a slight vortex with me lately. When was it? It must have been a few months ago. And I actually have not played it yet, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. But I was so taken by the fact that I didn't know who she was, which is something that I shared when I read Young Woman in the Sea, which is another sort of moment of elevating women in history who've been lost, who did these amazing things. So I was really taken by the fact I didn't know her. And with Eloise's work and the idea of what this could be, and that very immersive, as you say, overwhelming feeling that VR can have, particularly if you haven't done it before. All of that is quite exciting, telling a story like this. It really is a different sort of way of tangibly, I would say, feeling like you are there, really, as Bertha.
And Daisy, and then to you, Eloise, but Daisy first. Why have we not heard this story before?
I mean, 'twas ever thus, I guess. There are countless women who have been lost to history. And it feels honestly quite amazing to be part of this now, a second woman I feel wondrously part of honouring in a few years. But yeah, I mean, it's just what's happened. So it feels wonderful that now is the time to bring these women back to the fore. But yes, it's 'twas ever thus.